joint pain and swelling in the right knee and ankle for 3 days, sir. And breathlessness on exertion with palpitations for 2 days, sir.
2 days.
Yes,
Okay. Breathlessness, palpitation, joint pain, and fever.
yes, sir.
All for a duration of within 2 weeks or 2 weeks only.
2 days
Okay.
to 3 days, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, 10 days of
Fever, sir.
fever, joint pain for
3 days, sir.
3 days,
And breathlessness and palpitation for 2 days, sir.
2 days. Okay, right. Proceed.
History of presenting illness. First, breathlessness. Duration is 2 days. Onset is sudden, progressive in nature. Grade of breathlessness according to New York Heart Association classification is grade 2. That is, a
Hmm.
patient feels breathless on doing normal activities or day-to-day activities.
Okay, very
There
good.
is no history of orthopnea, platypnea, or paroxysmal nocturnal dyspnea, sir. Breathlessness is aggravated on exertion, sir, and is relieved by rest. It is not associated with any cough with the sputum, sir. Expectoration, sir.
Okay.
And palpitations, duration of palpitations for 2 days. Palpitations are regular, sudden in onset. There are no aggravating or relieving factors, sir, since the palpitations are present even at rest, sir.
Hmm.
And palpitations are not associated with pain or syncope, sir.
Hmm.
Also, there is no history of loss of consciousness, chest pain, or a bloody cough, sir.
Hmm.
Uh,
Cough
and,
and blood and cough. Okay.
no history of blood and cough, sir.
Hmm. Or you should always say no history of hemoptysis or metamesis.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Hmm.
Uh,
So this
Negative.
case,
Yes,
it's an imaginary case we are presenting, right?
yes, sir. Yeah, only the case history was given, sir. Chief complaint
Okay.
center.
Hmm.
And negative history, there's no history of bilateral pedal edema, or no history of abdominal distension, no history of dyspepsia or right hypochondriac pain, sir. Uh, Also, there is no history of facial puffiness, sir, and no history of bloody sputum, syncope, voice changes, or dysphagia, or no history of oliguria, sir.
Okay.
And, there symptoms of a rheumatic fever, sir. There is history of fever for 10 days with joint pain and swelling on the right knee and ankle, sir. Uh,
Hmm.
it is not associated with sore throat or any involuntary movements, sir. There is no skin manifestations like rashes or nodules. Mm, no, there is no history of previous cyanotic episodes, sir.
Hmm.
Uh, Also, there is no history of recurrent respiratory infections, sir.
Hmm.
And past history, the patient had no previous similar episodes. The patient has no history of hypertension, diabetes mellitus, tuberculosis, or any other ischemic heart disease, sir. There is no history of STDs or chronic respiratory tract infections, sir. The patient has no history of any previous surgeries, sir.
Hmm.
Family history, no history of any family members with similar complaints, sir. And no other history of cardiac diseases in the family, sir.
Hmm.
Personal history, the patient shows no history of said no history of smoking, no history of alcohol intake, and there is no history of drug abuse, sir.
Hmm.
The treatment history, the patient is on antipyretics for the fever, sir.
Hmm.
Examination, general
Mhm.
examination.
We'll go for examination later. Now that you have completed presenting,
Yes, sir.
anything else you want to present as a history?
History, no, sir. History, that's all, sir.
Okay, right. So at the end of the history, what do you think?
So, the patient has joint pain and swelling with fever, sir. So the cardiac manifestations can be due to rheumatic arthritis, sir,
He's got joint pain,
and swelling with
fever,
fever, sir.
joint
And
pain, swelling, fever.
yes, sir.
Then,
The cardiac
so based on
manifest.
joint pain and fever, you think it is a cardiac case, huh?
So, no, sir. The cardiac
If someone is
symptoms
having joint pain and fever, what will I think? So at the end of the history, based on
yes, sir.
what are the significant history, you come to the conclusion that it is a cardiovascular system.
Yes, sir.
Tell me the reasons. Justify why do you think it's a cardiovascular problem? See, the purpose of the taking the history is to identify which system is involved.
Yes, sir.
The purpose of examining after the confirming the exam this one. So it's at the end of the history we should think that the history should from the history we should be able to tell that it is 90% it is due to cardiovascular system. Even
Yes, sir.
now 10% it may not be a cardiac system, some other system involved. So how many major systems are in your body? Cardiac, central nervous system,
Cardiac, internal, renal, sir.
cardiovascular system, respiratory system,
Respiratory system, renal.
gastrointestinal,
Yes, sir.
and renal. These are the
Yes,
five major systems. There are
yes, sir.
four other minor systems, which is dermatology, hematology, endocrinology, and musculoskeletal, otherwise known as connective tissue disorders. In
Yes, sir.
addition to that, we have three other minor diseases like systems like ENT, ophthalm, ear, nose, throat, and ophthalm. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So if you just tell me that it is fever and body pain, I think it will be a communicable disease. Why is this
Yes, sir.
fellow? I'll think then why this fellow is saying that.
So the
Okay.
also
So,
complaints of
one minute,
breathlessness
one minute,
and
one minute, one
yes,
minute,
sir.
one minute, one minute. Let
Okay.
me ask you questions. You answer me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, in any exam, at the end of the history, what the examiner will expect is, so based on this history, in view of this fever, joint pain, followed by sudden onset of breathlessness and palpitation,
Okay.
breathlessness and palpitation, most probably cardiovascular or respiratory system. See, whenever you don't think that, always don't go for the diagnosis.
Okay, sir.
Okay, no patient will come and say, I'm a cardiovascular patient, I'm a respiratory patient. All of you able to follow me?
Yes,
You're all
sir.
Yes,
listening? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, see, you are a doctor. In an examination, you are considered a doctor in a
yes, sir.
final year MBBS. Because after that, you're going to start practice on your own.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
When you set in
Okay.
your clinic, when a patient comes to you, he will not say, I'm a cardiovascular patient, I'm a respiratory patient. It is
Okay,
your
sir.
job to find out system is involved. As far as exam, what we will do, we'll say it is a cardiovascular case you present. But in a real life, no one will come with and say, I'm a cardiovascular patient, right?
Yes, sir.
So at the end of the history, as per your history, a 16-year-old boy
Yes,
with
sir.
no significant past medical, surgical, or traumatic history, presenting with the 10 days history of fever, 3 days history of joint pain, 2 days history of shortness of breath and palpitation, I would think which systems are involved? It can be a cardiovascular system
Yes, sir.
or a respiratory system.
Yes, sir.
Now, in view of the why, how do I differentiate between a cardiovascular and respiratory system?
Uh, so, respiratory system
In
along
fact,
with
fever, breathlessness, I will think more in terms of pneumonia.
yes, sir.
But there are certain criteria called the what criteria for joint pain, fever,
Jones criteria.
Jones criteria for
joint pain, fever. Yeah, what? Tell me about the Jones criteria now. This is how we'll proceed.
okay.
So,
Uh,
so in your mind, you thought about the Jones criteria, correct?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Can you tell me about this Jones criteria,
So
or is
major
it revised
criteria.
Jones criteria?
Okay.
Is it
Major
Jones
criteria
criteria?
are
Is it Jones criteria or revised Jones criteria?
recently revised Jones criteria has been introduced, sir.
Please proceed.
Yes, sir.
So all
Major
of you
criteria.
should learn about Jones criteria. Okay, you will be asked about Jones criteria in this age group. Hmm. Major
Uh, Major criteria are carditis, arthritis, and
arthritis,
erythema, no, erythema marginatum, and
marginatum,
subcutaneous nodules, sir, and
nodules,
arthritis. And minor criteria include fever history, sir, and streptococcal ASO titer, sir, is positive history of sore throat, and along with the elevated erythrocyte sedimentation rate, sir.
okay, right. So you should go and read about it. There is only one thing. So when you tell about this joint pain, what kind of arthritis?
Arthritis.
So what
Polyarthritis.
will the type of, what
Polyarthritis.
kind of polyarthritis?
Polyarthritis.
My,
Only one
migratory
joint involved. Or, what is that?
migratory
Migratory
polyarthritis. Poly.
polyarthritis. So in this fellow, next
Yes,
question I will ask: This fellow did this fellow had migratory polyarthritis? You should tell.
no, sir.
So initially,
Only
okay. So usually, case of rheumatic fever will not present like this. They would be
Okay.
having fever for more than 3 weeks or 2 weeks, followed
Okay,
by
sir.
initially had pain in the ankle joints, left ankle joint. Then it went from that ankle joint became normal, but knee joint became painful.
Yes, sir.
After some time, that became normal. Now the right ankle joint or right knee joint or right shoulder joint, whatever joint, but all big joints will be involved. Then
Okay, sir.
periodically it will be different, migrating. The previous involved joint will be normal.
Martins. Yes, sir.
That fellow will say, sir, yesterday I had pain for 3 days. I had pain in the ankle joint, so now it is better. But
Okay.
now the knee
Yes.
joint is paining. After that, this too became better. My right knee joint is paining, something like that.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
right.
Yes.
So we'll come from the beginning. We'll come from the beginning. So
Okay, sir.
patient is a 16-year-old male. Did you get
Yes,
the
sir.
consent from the patient or parent?
No, I didn't examine the
Yeah, that
patient, sir.
was no. See, the
Yes.
thing is, you didn't examine or something like that.
Okay,
When you
sir.
start presenting, he's a 16-year-old boy. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. So patient 16-year-old boy. The parent is standing by the side of the patient. Consent has been obtained. I'm
Okay,
starting to
sir.
present the case. This is the manner we should always present
Okay, sir.
because anyone below 18 is a legal guardian. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Always keep in mind all these things. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. Coming to the fever. So I will ask you, what are the typical, now coming to the standard questions, what are the various symptoms specific to cardiovascular system?
Chest pain,
Chest pain,
breathlessness, yeah,
breathlessness,
syncope, sir,
syncope,
and palpitations, sir.
palpitation. What is the mnemonic? You will all have some mnemonic, right? Any mnemonic you remember?
Cyanosis, sir.
What is COPDS? Chest pain,
Chest pain,
edema,
edema,
palpitation,
palpitations, dyspnea,
dyspnea,
and
syncope. These are the common
yes.
things you will be seeing in your practice.
Okay, sir.
Cyanotic episodes are very rare. In addition to that, you can always have. There are many other symptoms, doctor. But
Okay,
remember,
sir.
in life, common things are always common.
Yes, sir.
When a patient comes to me with complaints of chest pain, palpitation, dyspnea, syncope, any of this one or in combination, I should be thinking of cardiovascular and respiratory.
Okay.
So
Yes,
when
sir.
will I think more of respiratory?
Okay.
Chest pain,
Che- Chest pain,
breathlessness,
breathlessness is present, sir, with the
more of
and
wheezing,
wheezings. Yes.
productive cough.
Okay, sir.
ஓகே இங்க வந்து
Yes, sir.
எடிமா இருக்கும் பால்பிடேஷன் இருக்கும் in the respiratory system there may be chest discomfort,
Yes, sir.
there will be breathlessness predominantly, whereas in
Okay.
a cardiovascular system, especially what is the difference between breathlessness in a cardiovascular and respiratory system?
Sir, in CVS, breathlessness relieves on a rest, sir, with the
Yeah, so when a patient comes with complaints of exertional
yes, sir.
breathlessness
Yes, sir.
or exertional dyspnea, exertional chest pain on exertion,
Yes.
breathlessness on exertion, palpitation on exertion, relieved by rest, it is 90%, it is
Okay, cardiac
cardiovascular.
noise.
Whereas in a respiratory involvement,
Breathlessness will be more severe and
even may be present, no,
organ
no,
at
it will
rest,
be
sir.
present, even it has more less relation with the exertion. It will be
Yes,
present
sir.
even during rest.
Rest, sir.
90% of the 10 times always in medicine, there is always a thing called all except. For all
Okay.
condition, there will be an exception. But that is a rare thing, so don't go for it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
sir.
So when a patient comes to you with chest pain, edema, palpitation, and dyspnea and syncope. So in negative history, did you tell about all these things? You told me the
And so,
patient had fever. You told the patient had joint pain.
joint,
The patient had palpitation. The patient had what is it?
breathlessness on exertion.
Okay.
Yes.
So no history of edema, no history of syncope. You told.
Syncope. Yes,
I
sir.
understand. So what are the okay? So coming to this fever and all, when you say the fever as a fever,
Uh,
what is the difference between fever? These are some of the questions they'll be asking in your question examination. Okay, what
yes,
is
sir.
fever and what is hyperpyrexia? Some of the questions I'll be asking you. All of
Okay,
you
sir.
will not be providing answers. You should write, note down and read it later. Okay, all of you.
Yes, sir.
So what is fever? What is hyperpyrexia? Number one.
Okay.
Suppose coming to fever, what is the normal body temperature
37 degrees Celsius and normal body
in
temperature,
Fahrenheit?
sir.
Fahrenheit.
98 degree Fahrenheit, sir.
Okay. As a doctor,
Okay, sir.
at what degree Celsius you will become worried?
More than 99 degree Fahrenheit, sir.
Degree Celsius.
Fahrenheit, was it?
99 you will become worried. Huh? Okay.
Okay, sir.
So these are things you should read later.
Okay,
It's
sir.
not concerned with cardiac system. So you should know what is this one fever and what is hyperpyrexia, what is a normal fever, and when we should worry about fever. All of them
Okay,
will
sir.
present with you with fever. Some will present with 99, some will present with 100 degrees and 101 degrees. So some
Yes.
fever will be mild and some will be severe. So when you should go for the immediate evaluation, you should always read. Okay, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Number two, coming to joint pain, what is migratory polyarthritis? Okay, so you always
Okay.
say in a cardiovascular system, you are going to present whenever the patient comes with fever, you should always say the patient is having fever, not migrating or migrating, something like that. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. So breathlessness, you should always say exertional breathlessness related with rest.
Yes, sir.
So today you told the patient is having fever with breathlessness sudden in onset, aggravated by
Yes, sir.
exertion, relieved by rest, something like that. You should always
Yes,
tell.
sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Similarly with the palpitation also. So please tell me what are the negative history you told?
Negative history. No history of bilateral pitting pedal edema, sir. No
Okay, we
abdominal
will
distress.
one minute, one minute.
Okay, sir.
You will say one by one. I'll ask questions.
Okay, sir.
Now history of.
And bilateral pitting pedal edema, sir.
Okay, why did you ask for that?
So in case of right heart failure, venous pooling of blood will be there, sir, in the legs.
Very good, very good, very good. How common is right heart failure? There are three failures: left heart
Yes, sir.
failure, right heart failure, and congestive cardiac
Yes, sir.
failure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is congestive cardiac failure?
The
When both the
ventricle
chambers are
so
affected. When both the
affected.
chambers are affected.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it is called congestive cardiac failure. Okay,
Yes,
right
sir.
heart failure is not so common. Okay, right heart
Okay.
failure is in a very few conditions only. That one condition common. You know, anybody know the name of the condition? And where
Pulmonary
does it occur?
hypertension.
Very good. But pulmonary hypertension is not a common condition. In your practice, you will be seeing very less cases.
Cord
Less
pulmonary.
than 10. Carpulmonary. Very good.
Yes.
Something. Both are almost similar, doctor. Where will
Okay.
you see pulmonary hypertension? Where will you see carpulmonary? Pulmonary hypertension is primary pulmonary hypertension and secondary pulmonary hypertension. This
Yes.
is secondary pulmonary hypertension. Is carpulmonary. So when I
Yes, sir.
say carpulmonary, it indicates the patient is having some lung condition. What is the lung condition where carpulmonary can occur?
COPD, sir.
Very good. In a chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, because of this pulmonary disease, secondary to the COPD, the patient is having pulmonary hypertension.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
carpulmonary is seen in pulmonary hypertension, but which is more common, primary or secondary?
Primary.
Primary pulmonary.
Primary is very less common, doctors. Primary pulmonary hypertension is a very less common. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So lung has dual blood circulation. Lung has dual blood
Pulmonary
circulation.
and
Yes
systemic
or no?
circulation, sir. Yes, sir. Pulmonary and systemic
Okay.
circulation.
So the guarded percentage so that the lung is not so easily damaged because
Okay.
we humans rely on three things only. Number one, oxygen. Number two, water. And number three, food. Without oxygen, nobody lives, right?
Yes. Yes,
So
sir.
he has many safeguard mechanisms so that the lung is not easily damaged. The second
Yes.
organ which will not be easily damaged is liver. Both are damaged only by the humans, by smoking and alcohol.
Yes, sir.
The two vices of men targets these two organs. But these two organs are so much designed by the God that it will withstand so much of damage. Only when the foolish humans abuse it a lot, they go for permanent damage. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So at the same time, uh, even in liver, there is something called primary biliary cirrhosis is there. Okay.
Okay, sir.
By mistake of genes, the patient may develop primary biliary cirrhosis, sclerosing cholangitis. As far as
Okay.
the lung, primary hypertension. But in practice, if you see, out of 1 lakh people, 10,000 or 1 lakh only will develop pulmonary hypertension. But what happens? Most of the humans presenting with pulmonary hypertension will be because of their fault. They will be smoking like anything, they will be drinking like anything, leading to permanent, persistent damage to the organs, leading to permanent damage,
Pulmonary hypertension.
causing secondary pulmonary hypertension
Yes,
or
sir.
car pulmonale and
Okay.
cirrhosis in liver. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so always keep it in mind when you say something, it should be a common things. Okay, if
Okay,
somebody
sir.
asks you pulmonary hypertension, you should tell sir primary pulmonary hypertension is there, secondary is there. The most common cause is COPD. Primary pulmonary hypertension is there, but the occurrence is rare. Something like
Okay,
that.
sir.
Okay,
Yes,
right.
sir.
Next question. So 1 minute, 1 minute. So in left heart failure, what will be the manifestation?
In left heart failure, pulmonary hypertension will occur.
Hmm? Left
Sorry,
heart
sir.
failure.
Syncope
How
and
in the present?
sir.
In left heart failure, the left ventricle is not pumping out, so all the
Yes,
blood
sir.
goes back into
In the left atrium, sir.
from there to
Through the pulmonary veins and pulmonary capillaries, sir.
leading to what manifestation?
Pulmonary edema and blood.
So breathlessness, sudden onset breathlessness and P&D and orthopnea.
Yes, sir.
Whereas this one in right heart failure, all the blood will go back into
Peripheral vascular.
systemic circulation,
Systemic
leading to
circulation,
cooling of
sir.
blood.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in a patient with congestive cardiac failure, either you should be having a lung pathology or a left heart pathology which has been present for a long time, so that it has affected initially the left ventricle. Because of
Yes.
backflow effect, again right ventricle is affected. That is why in your practice you will be seeing either pulmonary edema or congestive cardiac failure.
Congestive cardiac.
Or
Yes.
pulmonary will be rarer manifestation, seen
Okay.
especially only in COPD cases. Okay,
Yes, sir.
you should know the difference between acute left ventricular failure, congestive cardiac failure, and carpulmonary.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
right. Next, negative history.
Sir, no issue of abdominal distension, sir.
Again, a sign of
Right
congestive
heart
cardiac
failure.
failure.
Yes.
Congestive cardiac
Congestive
failure.
cardiac. Okay, sir.
Always use this term. When you go for right heart failure, the examiner will be ready to find. So I will be
Okay.
asking unnecessary questions. When you say congestive cardiac failure, will be happy. Okay, this fellow is practical.
Okay, sir.
Next.
And no history of dyspepsia, sir.
Always keep it in mind when a patient is developing congestive cardiac failure, the problem will be there for a long time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there is
Okay.
only one condition which can cause sudden onset abdominal distension, secondary to a cardiac problem. What is that?
Uh,
Acute congestive hepatomegaly.
Hepatomegaly.
One pulmonary
Yes, sir.
pathology which is related to cardiovascular pathology or pulmonary vasculation.
Embolism.
Pulmonary embolism.
Embolism.
Only in pulmonary embolism, there will be acute right ventricular failure.
Okay, sir.
Or acute. In a COPD, it will be a
Chronic
acute
condition.
or chronic. Yeah, chronic condition. Sudden onset of hepatic congestion, then you should think about pulmonary embolism.
Okay.
Okay. Next
Yes, sir.
negative history.
No history of dyspepsia, sir.
Dyspepsia. Why did you ask for that?
Sir,
Always go for negative.
gastroesophageal reflex disease.
Okay, but usually don't go for uncommon things. Go for common
Okay, sir.
complaints. Next.
No history of right hypochondriac pain, sir.
Right hypochondriac. Again, hepatomegaly.
Hepatomegaly.
Okay. Next.
And no history of facial puffiness, sir.
Again, facial puffiness is very rare, doctor.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
when you go for facial puffiness, you are getting caught in nephrotic syndrome.
Yes, renal.
Okay, so when you are
Yes.
dealing with the cardiovascular system, here you told me about breathlessness palpitation. So you should be telling something about no history of chest discomfort, no history of edema, no history of
Okay.
abdominal distension, right hypochondrial discomfort, no history of syncope. Okay, any other issues? Please tell me.
No history of hemoptysis. No history of P&D or orthopnea, sir.
Very good. So this is all secondary to You saying that sir is not in left ventricular failure.
Yes, sir.
So there is no PND, there is no orthopnea, no
Orthopnea.
pulmonary congestion leading to hemoptysis. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Then
And no history of syncope or voice changes and dysphagia, sir.
there is a catch in it. There's a catch in it. I'll tell you later.
Okay,
You
sir.
remind me if I forgot.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now you are pressing a case of mitral regurgitation, but you are saying that patient is not having orthopnea, PND, and congestion, hemoptysis. Okay, next.
And no history of syncope, sir.
No history of syncope. Okay, very good. Sir, what is the importance of syncope in our cardiovascular pathology or
Sir,
a cardiovascular patient?
Stroke volume is less, and patient has a reduced perfusion to the central nervous system, sir.
Okay, it means in a valvular disorder, usually it is seen in which kind of valvular disorders?
Sir,
Regurgitant lesions or stenotic lesions?
Stenotic lesions, sir.
Okay, so by saying that it is not having syncope, you are trying to say that most probably it is not a stenotic lesion.
Stenotic lesion, sir.
Okay, next.
No history of voice change, sir.
Why?
Sir, in right atrial hyper enlargement, it will compress the recurrent laryngeal nerve, sir.
Okay, but very, very, very uncommon, doctor.
Yes, sir.
Very, very uncommon. Okay. So this kind, if you, it is better not to go in this kind of uncommon histories. Then others, any others? Negative history?
No history of involuntary movements, sir.
Okay, because he is having fever and joint pain, you want to say that there is no skin erythema marginatum, no subcortical nodules, and this one involuntary movements. Okay,
yes,
then.
And no symptoms, no history of congenital heart disease, cyanotic episodes, sir. Sorry.
No. Cyanotic. Very good, very good. And no history of seizures. So what happens? What is the relation between seizures and valvular disorder? Which kind of valvular disorders do you see seizures? And where do you see cyanotic, this one?
Cyanotic disease in congenital heart disease, sir.
Examples?
Ventricular septal defects, sir.
Oh, VSD causes cyanosis. In congenital heart disease, there will be two types of congenital heart disease, where the blood flows from the left to the right and right to the left, which is good for which causes cyanosis.
Right to left shunt, sir.
Yeah, so the deoxygenated blood entering the oxygenated blood is not good for the body, which leads to cyanosis. So in VSD, the reverse happens.
Okay.
So when you say that patient is not having any cyanosis, you are going to say that he is not having any right to left shunt. Okay, any right to left shunt, the patient will also have in left to right, the problem will be more in the lungs. Whereas in a cyanotic congenital disease, the patient will develop seizures secondary to the blood going into the affecting the CNS also.
Yes.
Central nervous system affected in CNS is seen most commonly in cyanotic congenital heart diseases. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, read about it.
Okay, sir.
Okay, right. Enough of negative history. Then coming to the other history.
Past history, sir. No history of previous similar episodes.
Very
no
good.
History of hypertension, diabetes, and diabetes mellitus and TB, sir.
Hypertension, diabetes mellitus. Okay. Then, but usually in this young age group, you should always tell about younger things. So you should go for no history of seizures, no history of recurrent respiratory tract infection. At the end of the day, no history of type 1 diabetes. In the 16 years, you should always no history of suggestion of type 1 diabetes.
Yes, sir.
Because it is in this age group, we should be expecting that. It's common.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then other next to the next history.
No history of sexually transmitted disease, sir.
Why did you ask for that?
Sir, in syphilis, aortic regurgitation, stenosis can occur.
Okay, right. So, okay. Right, next.
Okay. And no history of chronic respiratory tract infection, sir.
Very good, very good. These are things which should come first. And STDs, you cannot just like that ask, no history of 16-year-old male. Okay, right. Or you can say about in the past, no history of congenital this one malformation. Okay, very good. Next.
No history of any previous surgery, sir.
Okay, so your past presenting illness, negative history paniyachu. Your presented past medical history, then family history.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What does family history has to? Okay, family history has anything to do with the cardiovascular system?
Same
Examples.
congenital disease.
Congenital what?
Uh, uh, some mitral valve prolapse can occur congenitally, sir. Autosomal dominant inheritance, sir.
Okay.
And Downs and Turner syndrome also, sir.
Okay. So a Down's patient can have a Down's baby, yeah?
Sir, no, sir. Sorry, sir. Down syndrome. Sorry, sir.
It's not like that. Okay. Is there anything to do with the Marfan's?
Yes, sir. Marfan's connective tissue disorders can cause valvular disease.
No, no. Is there anything to do? Marfan's has anything to do with the family history?
Marf.
So in family history, you should always tell me about the consanguineous marriages.
Okay, sir.
You didn't tell about the consanguineous marriages,
Okay, sir.
right? Huh? And
Yes, sir.
any problems with the father and mother? Any problem with the father and mother is father is having syphilis, then father or mother having syphilis, then the patient may have syphilis-induced aortic involvement. Am I
Okay.
right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then any other history?
So, personal history, sir.
Personal history completed. Next.
And treatment history, the antipyretics, sir.
Okay, completed. Next.
Sir.
So at the end of the history taking, based on the presentation of sudden onset fever, migratory joint pain, and dyspnea and palpitation,
Yes.
we think mostly the cardiac system is involved.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Please go proceed to examination.
General examination. Patient is conscious, oriented to time, place, and person. The patient is comfortable. The patient is moderately built and nourished. There is no pallor, icterus, cyanosis, clubbing, or bilateral pitting edema, sir.
Mm,
There is no significant lymphadenopathy, sir. Generalized
mm,
significant lymphadenopathy.
mm,
There is tenderness of right knee and ankle joints, sir.
mm,
Vitals, pulse rate is 115 per minute. Rhythm is regular. Volume is large. There are no special characters, sir. There is no radiofemoral delay. The vessel wall is normal, sir.
mm,
The blood pressure is 130/83, sir.
mm,
Temperature, the patient is febrile, sir.
mm,
JVP is not elevated. Okay. And CVS examination, sir.
mm,
In inspection, the chest wall is symmetrical and elliptical in shape. There are no other chest wall deformities, sir. Apical impulse is seen at left fifth intercostal space, half an inch medial to mid-clavicular line. Trachea appears to be in midline, sir. There are no epigastric pulsation, no precardial bulge, no sinuses or scars, and no dilated veins, sir.
okay.
In palpation, apical impulse is confirmed at to be the left fifth intercostal space, sir. Half an inch medial to mid-clavicular line. Apical impulse is hyperdynamic in nature, sir.
Mm,
No epigastric pulsations are felt, sir. There is no parasternal heave. Trachean position is to be confirmed, sir, in to be in midline.
mm,
In percussion, the heart borders are within normal limit. Auscultation, mitral area, S1 is heard soft, sir, with the pansystolic murmur. The murmur is heard maximum at mitral area, and it is also conducted to axilla, sir. Aortic area, normal S1 and S2 sounds are heard. Pulmonary area, S1 S2 sounds are normally heard, sir. Tricuspid area, S1 S2 are heard, sir. Other sister examinations, RS and CVS are normal findings, sir. Then diagnosis, condition can be probably acquired heart disease, probably rheumatic etiology with suspected to be mitral regurgitation, sir.
That's all. Huh?
Yes, and investigations.
No, we'll go to that later.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll start from beginning.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes,
You say patient is conscious, oriented, moderately built,
Yes.
no pallor, no icterus, no cyanosis, no clubbing, no generalized lymphadenopathy. Am I right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
So it implies what?
So patient is in the initial stage of disease. No significant manifestations are not seen, sir.
Very good, very good, very good. You have very good understanding, which
Yes.
means the problem is acute. It
Yes,
is
sir.
not
Okay.
so chronic that there is no compensatory changes seen in the patient's body.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Suppose you are seeing a patient with chronic mitral regurgitation presenting for more than 5 years untreated.
Okay, sir.
Okay, the
Yes, sir.
same patient with the mitral regurgitation, as you say,
Okay.
is an ignorant patient, not coming to you or coming to any doctor for the past 5 to 10 years. So,
Yes, sir.
what kind of change findings will be expecting to see in this patient?
So,
Only
they will
purely
reduce.
mitral regurgitation. I am not asking for any markers. We'll
Okay.
come to that markers later. In a patient
Uh,
with mitral regurgitation
yes.
presenting later in the late stages. So, what are the general condition findings? You will be general examination findings. You can expect him to have
Easy fatigability will be seen, sir. So, cyanosis can be seen, sir.
cyanosis is very rare.
Okay.
Next,
Uh, clubbing will be seen, sir.
clubbing. Again, that is rare. That is seen in
Okay.
cyanotic annular disease.
Cyanotic.
Cyanosis and clubbing.
Okay, sir.
எல்லாம் ஆனந்தம்பி மாதிரி.
Okay, sir.
Palpitation will go from
Tac-
will be in a patient. I will tell you. The
okay, sir.
patient comes to me. For 5 years, will be definitely conscious oriented. Now that he is having a chronic rheumatic fever, there won't be any fever, so he'll be afebrile, but
Okay.
he'll be dyspneic.
Yes, sir.
He'll be dyspneic and tachypneic. What is the difference between dyspneic and tachypneic?
Sir, dyspnea is difficulty in breathing, sir. Tachypnea is fast, rapid breath, sir.
Okay, what will happen? Now this fellow is having a chronic liver cardiovascular pathology, so
Yes.
body is will adapt to the cardiovascular pathology. So in order to on all this condition, what happens? The body is not getting enough oxygenated blood. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the body will try to oxygenate itself by increasing the rate of breathing.
Yes,
Number
sir.
one, because of the mitral regurgitation, the backflow of blood will be into the systemic circulation or pulmonary circulation.
Into the pulmonary circulation, sir.
From the left ventricle into the left atrium into the via the pulmonary veins into this.
Yes,
So
sir.
because of that, the patient will be dyspneic and tachypneic, trying to compensate for the loss of oxygenated blood. Am I
Yes, sir.
correct? You
Yes,
understand the
sir.
concept?
Yes, sir.
So when I say the same patient, the same problem, after 5 years, he will be presenting with conscious, oriented, afebrile, but dyspneic and tachypneic. So the degree of severity will be differing for each and every patient. Okay. Coming to
Yes, sir.
pallor, icterus, cyanosis, clubbing, generalized lymphadenopathy, what all things I'll expect? He may be pale.
Yes, sir.
Icterus is rare. Cyanosis and clubbing I expect in a congenital heart disease.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
not enough. I'm talking with regard to mitral regurgitation. Okay,
Okay, sir.
because of this, the patient will develop congestive cardiac failure. So he may present with an edema, which means
Oh,
is compensated.
yes,
Okay,
sir.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
very good. Okay, so right. In a general examination, suppose I'm telling you, suppose you think from the history of this cardiovascular system. So what are the
Yes.
various markers you will be looking at during examination? Now that you are ready for the exams, from the
Yes.
history you say you are thinking the patient is having mostly cardiovascular problem. In
Yes,
addition to
sir.
conscious, oriented, afebrile, not dyspneic, fickle, what are the various markers? What are the markers of various markers of condylarthritis? I'll ask like this. Tell me about what are the markers of rheumatic fever. Number one, markers of infective endocarditis. These are the questions they'll be asking you.
Yes.
Markers of coronary artery disease. Now asking this fellow, uh, suppose I'm asking you, what are the various markers of infective endocarditis?
Uh,
Any valvular disorder is prone for infective endocarditis. Am I
yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So When will you think about infertility already? What, when you on examination, if you find the following findings, you should think about infertility, endocarditis. So what are the various things you look out for?
Infective
For splinter hemorrhages.
hemorrhages.
Number one.
Infective
Osler
hemorrhages,
node.
Osler's nodes, rot spots,
Okay, very
okay,
good.
and
Splinter
Janeway
hemorrhage.
lesions.
Which one? Which one?
Splinter
Jane,
hemorrhages.
Splinter hemorrhages. Very good.
Janeway lesions, sir.
Very good.
Clubbing.
Clubbing. Okay. So the next question in your exam, what they ask will be, which is painful, which is painless. Osler's nodes are Janeway lesions. And what is Janeway lesion and what is Osler's node?
Osler nodes are painful, sir. Osler.
Well, where will you see this Osler's node and Janeway
Fingers. Tip
lesions?
of fingers will see Osler
Yes,
node.
Osler.
Okay, Janeway lesions.
Thenar
And
or
the palm.
hypothenar lesions.
Okay, okay, right.
Yes,
So can you tell me some markers of coronary artery disease? If I'm giving you a patient with 50 years, so you look out for these kind of things. Some from this you say that okay, this fellow is ready more prone for coronary artery disease.
Xanthelasma.
Hmm.
Then tendon xanthoma, sir.
Okay,
Yeah,
Corneal
corneal
arteries.
rings, sir.
okay. Common things are always common. When a patient comes to me with a weight of no obese patient presenting you at 50 years with breathlessness and chest discomfort is a marker of coronary artery disease. Correct?
Yes,
எடுத்த உடனே I will see for xanthelisma. What is xanthelisma? Tell me. Where will you see
yellowish,
xanthelisma?
sir, around the
And what
eyes,
is
periorbital
what?
lesions.
Yeah, when patient comes to me and sitting, I am seeing some kind of a lesion which is rubbery,
Yes,
yellowish, white. Huh?
yes,
In
sir.
and around the eyes.
Eyes.
Okay, I will say, okay, this fellow is having lot of fat in him. Then blood vessels are getting atheromatous deposits. We should be careful.
Okay.
I should evaluate him for
Okay.
lipid profile.
Yes, sir.
I'll ask him to do a treadmill test. So I will prepare for the eventuality. You should understand. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So whenever you see a patient, in addition to say whether checking conscious oriented afebrile nor dyspneic, from head to foot is examine and look out for any markers. Okay. So in a
Yes, sir.
16-year-old boy, I won't be looking for in a 16-year very nowadays it is common now. There's all fellows are going to KFC. There is less activity, more of video games. What
Yes,
kind
sir.
of games are you playing in your hostel? Video games by cricket by video games or cricket in the ground?
Video games. Yes, sir.
I don't see any of you playing in the ground. What will happen?
Yes. Obesity.
Yeah, the obesity. Don't
Okay.
think that being lean is good. There is a thing called functional obesity. A obese person who feels comfortable doing all the work is not at a danger. A person who's become breathless on doing ordinary work is a danger.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
So when you see a patient, whether in your exam or this, when you say he is conscious, oriented, afebrile, not distinct, pallid, sinuses, look out for that. From head to foot, see for any extra findings. Check out for whether anemia. The patient is anemia and jaundice with painful lesions with a murmur.
Okay.
Then think about infected endocarditis, especially jaundice. Okay, in a case of
Yes, sir.
infected endocarditis, usually this Osler sores are all theoretical questions, but mostly they will be having murmur with anemia and jaundice, murmur with
Yes, sir.
fever, toxic. In the infected endocarditis patient will be usually toxic. You'll be febrile, you'll be anemic, and you'll be jaundice. Anemia is also rare. With the painful nodes, lesions, you should think about infective endocarditis, number one.
Okay, sir.
Again, here this fellow, a patient with murmur, with history of fever, joint pain, and abnormal movements, think about rheumatic fever.
Rheumatic fevers.
A patient coming to you with complaints of a murmur at 45 years of age with obesity, nicotine staining,
Yes.
and xanthelismas and tuberous xanthomas, think about coronary artery disease leading to secondary MI involved secondary valvular pathology. Example,
Yes.
again, mitral regurgitation. So mitral regurgitation can be, there are various causes of mitral regurgitation. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me the reasons for mitral regurgitation.
The functional regurgitation occurs due to left ventricular dilatation, sir.
In
Sir,
why that
left
there should be left ventricular dilatation?
in a dilatation in volume overload of the left ventricle, sir.
In simple fever itself can cause murmur, hyperdynamic state.
Okay, yes,
One.
sir.
Number two,
And in elderly, calcification of the valve, sir. Annular calcification.
see, go for common things first.
Okay, sir. Rheumatic heart disease most common.
Common. For your exam, you should always say, in young age, I will think about any patient with hyperdynamic circulation can have a murmur. Any patient with rheumatic fever having murmur, I will think about rheumatic mitral regurgitation. Then
Yes, sir. And rupture of chorda tendinosus, sir.
secondary to
Post MA, acute MA, sir.
coronary artery disease. So one cause is hyperdynamic state, but
And
it will be a functional murmur. The intensity will be different.
okay,
Next
sir.
cause is rheumatic fever.
Rheumatic fever.
Third cause is coronary artery disease.
Coronary
There are
artery
many
disease.
other causes which are rarer.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
very
Okay.
good. Next,
Congenital cause may be mitral valve prolapse, sir.
congenital cause. Very good.
Okay.
Okay, right. We'll go from the examination. General examination, you are now know about the markers. So always read about markers of rheumatic fever, markers of congenital cyanotic heart disease, markers of infective endocarditis, and markers of
coronary artery disease.
so in this during presentation on exam patient conscious oriented pickle present பண்ணி no markers of infective endocarditis.
Okay, sir.
No markers of rheumatic fever. No markers of congenital. If you say markers of coronary artery disease in this patient, the examiner will catch you.
Okay, sir.
The issue should be age appropriate.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
In
sir.
age, in a 45, 50-year-old male, you should not say no markers of congenital heart. This patient will not live up to that age. In a cyanotic congenital heart disease,
Yes, sir.
they die early. It is very rare to see a cyanotic congenital heart disease in old age unless he is operated in a younger age.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Then coming to the vitals. Tell me the vitals.
Pulse rate is 115 per minute, sir.
Okay.
And rhythm is regular. Volume is large,
Okay.
sir. No radiofemoral delay. The vessel wall is normal, sir.
No radiofemoral delay, no radial delay.
No radial delay.
Okay. No pulse deficit.
Yes, sir. No pulse deficit.
Okay. Now, what is the need for examining vitals? What is the importance of vital? First and foremost, as a doctor in my clinic, the first thing I will do is check his vitals. Then only I will go for general examination and system examination. In this exam, the pattern is like this. But when a patient comes to you, always check his vitals first. What is the importance of vitals for a doctor?
Acute changes in vitals shows in any disease, sir.
Okay, now it makes me decide whether to examine him. So all patients has to be classified as emergency or fit for inpatient or outpatient, depending on vitals. Vitals tell me
Yes, sir.
immediately shift to ICU.
Okay, sir.
Immediate or based on the vitals only, I have to decide whether I have to examine slowly or fast.
Okay, sir.
Okay, always vitals in examination tells is about the disease, but in practice, if the patient is vitals are unstable, you have to either examine immediately. It helps you decide whether to admit him or whether not to admit him. If at all you are going to admit him, whether in the general ward or in ICU.
Okay,
Okay. So the importance of vitals is like this. Then only it tells me to find out, based on the vitals, I can find out the disease process. Okay. So what are his vitals?
Pulse rate is 115 per minute, sir.
Vitals, temperature normal, pulse
Temperature
115.
BP is 130 by 83, sir.
130 by 83. Respiration.
Respiratory rate is 16 breaths per minute, sir.
Oh, you didn't tell me. A patient with fever will present his heart respiratory rate of 16.
Elevated or sir.
So how much do you expect?
Sir, around 70.
உனக்கு fever இருந்தா உனக்கு heart respiratory rate எப்படி இருக்கும்?
Raised
In
Increase
hypothalamic circulation, the body needs
Yes,
more
sir.
energy, more oxygen. So it will be around 24 to 28, approximately
Yes,
less than 24. Tell less than any, because more than 24, then he has to be admitted.
Okay, sir.
So here temperature at present is 9 normal. Heart rate, pulse rate is 115, respiratory rate is 24 or 23 or 22.
Yes, sir.
Okay, saturation is at present. You have to present saturation now. Now that you are in post-COVID area era.
Okay, sir.
Okay, right. BP is 130/80. Okay, right. Okay, now based on the vitals, where do you think, is it fit for outpatient evaluation or fit for inpatient evaluation?
Sir, only pulse rate is elevated, sir, and
And it is conscious oriented. His
conscious
GCS is
oriented.
good, it's not
Yes, sir.
toxic. So
Okay,
based
sir.
on 3 criteria, vitals, GCS or the consciousness, and whether it's toxic or not, you decide. Since the patient is GCS is good, his vitals are only his pulse rate is 115 and it's not toxic, we can continue examining outpatient. Okay, yeah, this is for
Yes,
your
sir.
practice.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is pulse?
Uh, Pressure is found in the vessels, sir, due to the pumping of blood. Pumping of heart, the waves were transmitted to the arteries, sir.
Very good. Okay, so read about proper definition of pulse.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so yeah,
Okay, sir.
because there is a common question. Pulse is a waveform felt by the finger, produced by cardiac systole. This
Okay,
you
sir.
should by heart. Okay,
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
right. So what are the various characters of pulse you will evaluate?
Rate, rhythm, volume, and character, sir.
4. Then
And
you told me about
rate.
the rate. It is 1 minute. You told me about the rate. It is pulse rate is 115.
Yes, sir.
What is the rhythm?
Rhythm is not irregular, sir.
Regular in rhythm.
Uh, Volume is large,
Large.
sir.
You told me large volume. Very good.
Yes,
In a regurgitation, the volume will be always large. In a
yes, sir.
stenotic lesion, the volume will be always less.
Less,
Keep
sir.
it in mind.
Okay,
In
sir.
whenever you are dealing with murmurs, you are dealing with 90% it is a, whenever it is murmur, 90% it is a valvular lesion. What
Yes,
other
sir.
lesions can cause murmur? In a heart,
Yes.
valvular lesions cause murmur. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
In addition to
If
valvular lesions, what other lesions can cause murmur?
So,
When the blood goes
dilated
through
pulmonary.
when the blood goes through abnormal orifices,
yes, sir.
it causes murmur. Correct? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Now, heart has myocardium, septum, and valves. Correct? Huh?
Yes,
When the
sir.
valves are abnormal, the blood flow through the orifice causes murmur. So, murmur can be due to valvular pathologies. It can be stenosis or
Regurgitation.
regurgitation. It can be mitral regurgitation, mitral stenosis, aortic regurgitation, aortic
Yes.
stenosis, tricuspid regurgitation, and something like that. Pulmonary stenosis. In addition to valvular pathology, what other pathology can cause murmur?
Embolisms, sir. Pulmonary embolisms.
Embolism. Again, it puts a backflow, again causes pulmonary hypertension.
Okay. Septal defects, sir.
Very good. Septal defects. Murmur is in addition to valvular, you cannot see. In septal defects, you can see murmurs. Any other lesion?
Uh,
Hyperdynamic states.
It produces murmur across the valves only, doctor.
Cardiomyopathy, sir.
Cardiomyopathy.
Again, the blood flow will be across the murmurs. When I hear murmurs in a young child, I'll think about some valvular pathology. I'll think about shunting within the atrial septal defect or VSD, ASD or VSD. And there is one abnormal this one PDA. What is a PDA?
Patent ductus arteriosus.
Where is it located?
Uh, Atrial septum, sir.
Mubdia.
Sorry, sir.
Read about it.
Okay, sir.
Is the PDA, patent ductus arteriosus, where it is located in the part of which part of the heart is it located?
Okay.
Read about it. Okay.
Yes,
And
sir.
any vascular pathology causing murmur?
Coarctation of
heart
aorta.
போயிடுது.
Coarctation of.
Okay, so murmur can be due to various malformations of the heart. The most common is valvular. There are some other malformations capable of producing a murmur. In addition to valvular pathology, one is shunting,
Yes.
one is the PDA, one is
The
coarctation
vascular
of aorta.
pathology. Yes.
Okay, never forget.
Yes, sir.
எதுக்காக இந்த கொஸ்டின் வந்துச்சு? இது கேட்ட மறந்து போச்சு.
It is murmurs, sir.
Okay, no, volume. So in all this regurgitation, regurgitant valvular lesion, number 1, PDA, VSD, இங்கெல்லாம் வந்து outflow is good, so volume will be high. Whenever there is stenosis, outflow will be low, volume will be low volume. Okay, yeah?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so in the case rate, rhythm, volume and character சொல்லுங்க பார்க்கலாம்.
Sir, rate is 115 per minute, sir. Rhythm is regular, volume is large, character is normal character.
No specific character. Very good.
Character. Okay.
And மீதி மூணு சொல்லணும். Felt in
No,
all peripheral pulses சொன்னீங்களா?
Yes.
அது சொல்லணும். Very important.
And
okay.
No pulse deficit, sir.
Okay. What does it indicate?
Sir, heart, no emboli, sir. Or
no arrhythmias. No arrhythmias.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Especially yes, we should tell about pulse deficit if there is an arrhythmia.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So patient 100 heart rate 115, rhythm irregular na, then pulse deficit சொல்லணும். Rhythm regular na, there is no need to mention pulse deficit. And the exam sir, why did you want to know? Sir, the rhythm is regular, sir, so I didn't tell about pulse deficit.
Okay,
what
sir.
happens in atrial fibrillation? The heart beats at a rate of 150. But when you feel the pulse will be 120. So what is the deficit? 30.
30 deficit.
It beats the heart conductor from the heart to the peripheral circulation.
Yes, sir.
You understand? So output will be affected.
Yes, sir.
That's the pulse episode meaning. Why you are watching out for radial delay and radiofemoral delay?
Then coarctation of aorta, radial pulse and femoral pulse will be delays. Femoral pulse will be less, sir.
So in addition to valvular pathology, you wanted to rule out any other pathology. அதுக்காக நம்ம மெயினா யூஸ் பண்றோம். Okay, because in the there won't be அதாவது எந்த ஒரு abnormalityயும் I will say I will present. There will be many more abnormalities. So to complete the examination, always you should say about the delays.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good. So, okay, right. So at the end of the general examination, the patient has no specific markers of cardiovascular system. At the end of the examination of vitals, the patient is clinically stable except for the tachycardia.
Yes, sir.
The one good news is that's only tachycardia, there is no arrhythmia.
Yes, sir.
And the volume is large volume, which says most probably is having a person with large volume pulse. The most probably the lesion is a regurgitant one.
Yes, sir.
Not something to do with the stenotic one. Okay. Right. Coming to examination presentation. Examine this one inspection.
CVS inspection. Chest wall is symmetrical and elliptical in shape, sir. No chest wall deformities. Apical impulse is seen at left fifth intercostal space, half an inch medial to mid-clavicular line, sir. Trachea appears to be in midline, sir. There are no visible epigastric pulsations, no sinuses, scars, precordial bulge, sir.
Okay. Now the time is 11:45. We'll finish off shortly. The thing is, in the எல்லாம் நீ சொல்லும்போது as an examiner, especially when you presenting a case with murmur, இதுல எந்த finding I will concentrate more. நீ சொல்றது எது நான் பயங்கரமா கான்சென்ட்ரேட் பண்ணுவேன். இன்ஸ்பெக்ஷன்ல
apical impulse, sir.
இன்ஸ்பெக்ஷன்லயா? Okay, right, very good. Sir, tell me. The importance of apical impulse. According to the apical impulse tells me what? So apical impulse எங்கெங்கலாம் இருக்கலாம்? அப்படிலாம் தான் நான் சஸ்பெக்ட் பண்ணணும்.
In left ventricular hypertrophy, it will shift to the left side, sir.
Now, and the hypertrophies of two types.
Eccentric, concentric and eccentric, sir.
Okay, so in mitral regurgitation, என்ன எதிர்பார்க்கறீங்க? Concentric and eccentric?
Sir, there will be volume overloads for eccentric hypertension, eccentric hypertrophy.
Where do you expect the patient to have a concentric hypertrophy?
So congestive heart failure and pressure overload. Sorry, sir. Stenotic lesion.
Confused, right? Stenotic lesion, the heart has to pump against a very severe, very so it
Yes,
will
sir.
do an exercise. It becomes a gym body mari aidum.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Stenotic.
so
Okay.
yeah, what happens? It will be displaced laterally,
Yes,
whereas in
sir.
a mitral regurgitation, it is filled with fluid. As a result, it expands just outwards and downwards.
Downwards.
So the apical impulse will be displaced laterally and inferiorly.
Okay, sir.
So in a patient presenting with murmur with large volume pulse is having hyperdynamic apical impulse shifted down and out to the left sixth
Left hand.
intercostal space.
Okay, sir.
I suspect it's a possible regurgitant fluid leading to chamber enlargement.
Okay, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Same person presenting with the murmur with low volume pulse and shifted light, then I think more of a concentric
Stenotic
hypertrophy.
lesions. Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
right. நீங்க ஃபுல்லா இன்னொரு தடவை சொல்ல முடியுமா?
Okay, sir. Chest wall is symmetrical, elliptical in shape. No, there are no chest wall deformities. Apical impulse. Hello.
Sir left. He needs to join again.
Oh.
ஹலோ.
Hello.
சாரி கட் ஆஃப். சொல்லுங்க.
Okay. Apical impulse is seen at left fifth intercostal space. Trachea appears to be in
No, no,
midline.
no. Okay. Now the first thing, chest wall is bilaterally symmetrical,
Yes,
something
sir.
like that. So
Chest
two
wall.
things, there is no congenital deformities. Number two,
Yes.
this lesion is not yet caused a change in the bony wall.
Yes, sir.
So it's acute lesion.
Okay.
Number one. So trachea is not shifted. Where do you expect the trachea to be shifted?
Sir, in right atrial hypertrophy.
So atrial enlargement. So
Atrial
commonly seen in
mitral stenosis, sir.
stenotic lesion, especially mitral. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Then apical impulse. So
Apical
chest
impulse.
wall. Number two, trachea. Number three, you told me about apical impulse. Number
Apical
four,
impulse. No epigastric pulsation, sir.
any pulsations. Okay, right. I can keep on asking questions, but it is taking time. Right. So, okay, inspection lab, pulsations. In what condition do you expect pulsations? Epigastric pulsation தான் அர்த்தம்.
Superficial abdominal aorta, sir.
அவ்வளோ epigastric. சரி. It has something to do with the tricuspid.
Yes.
What you say is seen only in lean nodules. Anyway, okay, next.
Yes.
அது சொல்லி முடிச்சிட்டீங்க அப்புறம்.
Yes.
Next, வேற என்ன ஃபைண்டிங் சொன்னீங்க?
No
abnormal
sinuses.
pulsations. Very
Yes,
good.
No sinuses or scars. No dilated veins, sir.
Very good. Okay. So, okay. So for the first third, this is the third clinical class for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. No need to elaborate on that. Then palpation.
On palpation, apical impulse position is confirmed to be in the left fifth intercostal space. Half an inch medial to mid-clavicle line, sir.
So the
Impulse
heart is not yet dilated.
Yes, sir.
So again, it's an acute lesion. Next.
Yes, sir. Apical impulse is felt with hyperdynamic impulse, sir.
Okay.
There is no parasternal heave, sir. A tracheal position is confirmed to be the midline, sir.
Oh, no parasternal heave indicates what?
No hypertrophy, sir.
What hypertrophy?
Right ventricle hypertrophy.
Ventricular.
Yes, it is seen usually in when prolonged MR leading to pulmonary hypertension, which is rare at present. Okay. So it indicates a chronic lesion. Okay. Again, no. Okay. So again, you are ruling out. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Chronic involvement, chronic pulmonary hypertension. அப்புறம் ஓகே பிரசன்டேஷன்ல நீங்க பெர்கஷன் சொல்லிட்டீங்க. ஆஸ்கல்டேஷன்ல சொல்லும்போது அந்த மர்மர் சொன்னீங்கல்ல, இஸ் தேர் எனி ஸ்பெசிபிக் அந்த மாதிரி சொல்லணும். ஓகே. ஹலோ 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 Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Cut ஆயிடுச்சுமா. Okay. No problem. So now the diagnosis is
Sir, the diagnosis is probably an acquired heart disease or rheumatic etiology, sir. Suspected to be MR.
one minute.
Okay.
No, பொறுமையா சொல்லுங்க. What
Acquired
is your
heart
diagnosis?
disease, acquired heart disease, the
A
rheumatic
case of
etiology.
acquired valvular heart disease.
Okay, sir.
Acquired valvular heart disease
Rheumatic in etiology, sir.
involving which valve?
Mitral valve, sir.
A case of acquired valvular heart disease involving mitral valve,
The rheumatic etiology, sir.
most probably a mitral regurgitation
Okay, sir.
of rheumatic
Rheumatic
etiology.
etiologies.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now tell me, it rheumatic etiology most again the acute rheumatic fever. It is mostly a rheumatic fever involved
Okay, sir.
mitral regurgitation. Rheumatic heart disease and rheumatic fever can no difference.
So heart disease follows fever, sir, after 3 to 4 weeks, sir.
Okay, so in the diagnosis importance in a case of acquired valvular heart disease
Yes, sir.
involving the mitral valve, most probably mitral regurgitation secondary to acute rheumatic fever.
Okay, sir.
In a case of valvular heart disease, most probably involving the mitral valve, most
Yes, sir.
probably a mitral valve, most probably a mitral regurgitation secondary to rheumatic heart disease. And first statement second statement importance in
Early detection.
the first statement says the patient is an acute rheumatic fever, which
Yes, sir.
means if you treated this fellow at this stage, he will not go for a permanent valvular pathology.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, early diagnosis leads to
Second,
resolution of rheumatic fever. So now at present, the rheumatic mitral regurgitation is due to an hyperdynamic circulation,
yes.
and in a rheumatic heart disease, all damage has been done. So
Okay,
there,
sir.
the patient has, if at all they have to do, they have to go for a surgery. In
Yes.
rheumatic fever, the treatment, the problem solves with the medications.
Medical
Okay,
services. Yes, sir.
very good, sir. Very good. Okay, we'll go for the next step. What are the investigations, opinions, and treatment we will do?
So, ECG for progression of the disease, we'll monitor using ECG, sir.
For confirmation and monitoring
Yes, sir.
the progression. Okay.
And chest X-ray to show the enlargement of heart, sir.
Okay, and for all cases, we will do baseline workup, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
Blood counts, kidney function, liver function.
Okay,
To
sir.
know the baseline status of the patient's oxygen, nutrition, renal, and liver, so that when we prescribe disease, we will not be worried about. With regard to cardiac pathology, with regard to hello,
Hello.
Yes, sir. We can
you're
Yes.
able to hear. Okay, I got a phone call. Okay,
Okay.
with regard to the cardiac system, I will be doing ECG,
Chest X-ray, echocardiography,
chest
sir.
X-ray, echocardiogram. So baseline investigations involves blood counts, kidney function, liver function, ECG, and X-ray. As far as any investigation is, number one, blood investigations, number two, non-invasive, number three, invasive.
Okay, sir.
So baseline workup is CBC, RFT, LFT, ECG, X-ray. And as far as Janway's this one rheumatic fever investigations, what are blood investigations for
ASO
rheumatic fever?
titer, sir.
You didn't tell me.
Okay, sorry.
I'll do
ASO
CBC,
titer.
I'll do CBC, RFT, LFT, ECG, chest X-ray. I'll do ESR, CRP, and ASO titer.
ASO
Correct?
titer. Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. With regard to non-invasive, I'll ask for a cardiologist opinion and
Okay.
do an echo.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then any invasive investigations which can be
Catheterization,
done?
sir. Catheterization.
Pulmonary. What catheterization?
Uh,
Catheter, Foley's catheter,
No,
Swan's catheter.
Swanskans catheter.
No.
Read about it.
Yes.
okay.
Okay, there are various catheterization techniques, ma. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Yes, sir.
No?
Hello.
Yeah, now that you have found out the patient is having mitral regurgitation in
Yes, sir.
acute rheumatic fever, I will give you two options. Now, patient is having acute rheumatic fever with regurgitation. So, treatment options.
Sir, medical management, sir, for fever.
Very good. Okay,
And
acute regurgitation. Secondary to.
hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Hello. Mitral regurgitation. Secondary to rheumatic heart disease.
For rheumatic heart disease, diuretics and digoxin for in a case of in a atrial fibrillation manifest, sir.
Very good.
And
I.
okay, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir, you're on mute.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in a case of rheumatic fever, you will be giving medical management. In a case of rheumatic heart disease, you will be doing what? Definitive surgical management.
So valve replacement or repair, sir.
Valve replacement and valve repair. Very good.
Yes.
Okay, valve repair no irka.
Yes, sir.
Valve
But
repair is mostly seen in stenotic disease. Valve replacement in the regurgitation.
okay, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
enough for today.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts? There will be a lot of doubts
Sir,
or no
hello.
doubts.
Sir, in this patient,
Yes.
atrial fibrillation has not occurred yet, sir.
Okay.
Then what is the cause for palpitation, sir?
What is the cause for palpitation? Okay. Then
That's all.
palpitation need not occur for see. Palpitation occurs in many patients. Palpitation doesn't is not specific or arrhythmias.
Okay, sir.
Okay. The palpitation in this patient is because of the hyperdynamic circulation.
Okay, sir.
What happens? Patient is having fever, number one, and the fever, joint pain, everything indicates myocarditis. Understand?
Yeah, okay, sir.
In myocarditis, the cardiac demand increases, and the heart has four structures mainly. Number one, rhythm disorder. Number two, conduction disorder. Number three, chamber enlargement. Number four, coronary artery circulation. Here, which part of the heart is affected?
Here,
Rhythm. Is in
chambers.
tachycardia. Is in tachycardia.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
And
sir.
the heart is struggling to maintain an output because all the output goes instead of going to the aorta, goes back into the
Atriums. Left
which
atrium.
goes back
In the pulmonary circulation, sir.
into the lungs. It causes lung
Okay,
congestion.
okay,
Here,
sir.
the palpitation is because the heart and the lungs are struggling to push out the blood,
Okay, sir.
and the patient, in view of this one, push out the blood, but it's not able to push out. So, the compensate for that, the heart beats faster. That is
Okay, sir.
creating a sensation of palpitation.
Okay, sir.
Palpitation, there need not be any arrhythmias in palpitation. When you in your exam also you are having palpitation, right?
Okay,
When you're
sir.
presenting, you are having a palpitation. It means you are having arrhythmias. Huh?
No, sir.
At present, do you have palpitation or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Here in that fellow, he's having fever. He's anxious. Number two, he's got the kind of myocarditis. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And because of that murmur, it indicates a backflow effect of the lungs and heart. So for any one kind of symptom, there will be many contributing factors.
Okay, sir.
At each and every time, one factor will be more important.
Okay.
Then,
Sir, will there be left atrial enlargement in mitral regurgitation, sir?
left atrial enlargement will not be so severe
Okay.
because there is no stenotic lesion. And the left ventricle will be able to enlarge and accommodate lots of backflow, because as a result, again, the chamber will be more affected, will be left ventricle.
Okay.
The chamber more affected and with the mitral stenosis is
Left atrium.
atrium. But in a ventricle, what happens? The blood goes into the aorta as well as into the left atrium. Again, during diastole, it receives for a period of time. Which chamber go for compensation is left ventricle. So in this patient, if I see after 6 months, the apical impulse will be displaced down and out.
Mm.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Coming to medical management, what will you do? Rheumatic fever. Now that this fellow is fulfilled the John's criteria, you want to start treatment for this fellow so that he'll be back to normal. So what are the medications you will consider?
Benzyl
Penicillin.
Benzyl penicillin, benzathine penicillin.
Benzyl penicillin.
Okay, read about benzyl penicillin, benzathine penicillin, and how many days once it has to be given. The answer is benzathine penicillin. What is it? And how many days once it has to be given? Up to what age it has to be given? And acute management of rheumatic fever. Read about these things.
Okay. Sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Shall we finish off?
Sir,
Hey, appa, so many echoes.
sir,
Hello?
why in aortic stenosis, apical impulse is displaced laterally, sir?
You tell me. You what is concentric hypertrophy? What is eccentric hypertrophy?
I didn't understand that concept, sir.
You didn't understand. Okay, right. Now, in aortic stenosis, what happens?
There's a pressure overload
The
state.
left ventricle is trying to push the blood into the what normally left ventricle pumps the blood into
Aorta.
aorta. Okay, yeah. Here in aortic stenosis, when the left ventricle tries to push the blood has to go through a very small orifice in the aortic stenosis, aortic valve, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it has no other place to go back because here the mitral valve is normal.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
sir.
So it has to do a lot of exercise. Isometric exercise மாதிரி ஜிம்முக்கு போய் weight தூக்குற மாதிரி இருக்கும். கரெக்ட்டா?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Right. So the heart muscles thickens. Thick பண்ணும்போது all the part of the left ventricle contract at the same force. So the entire circumference of the left ventricle undergoes hypertrophy in an equal manner. That is called concentric hypertrophy. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now take for example mitral regurgitation. In a mitral regurgitation, என்ன பண்ணுது? The left ventricle pumps the blood. Here,
Okay.
aortic valve will be normal. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So blood also goes through the aortic valve. In the mitral regurgitation, some blood goes into the mitral regurgitation. What happens during diastole?
Diastole
Instead of
again.
normal blood, more blood will come back into the
Okay,
left
sir.
ventricle. Correct? So after each cardiac cycle, the left ventricle will be left out with more blood than normal. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Appo it will be overloaded with fluid or in the blood. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Here, the heart doesn't have to pump so forcefully against both the valves. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. இப்போ நல்லா சாப்பிட்டு ஒபிசிட்டி ஆகிற மாதிரி அது வந்ததெல்லாம் சேர்த்து வச்சுக்குது. It accommodates the excess blood volume. Okay, as a result, it becomes distended.
Okay, sir.
Okay, in aortic stenosis, the entire myochondrium of the left ventricle has to contract forcefully to try to push the blood through the stenoaortic valve. As a result, it undergoes isometric exercise. Okay.
Okay, sir.
You know about isometric exercise and isotonic exercise. பார்த்திருக்கீங்களா? Example of isometric exercise.
High muscle mass மட்டும் increase ஆகுமா sir?
ஆமா, எதுல? டம்பல்ஸ் தூக்குற
Isometric.
மாதிரி. ஆமா,
Okay.
ஐசோடானிக் சைக்கிள் ஓட்டுற மாதிரி. What happens in a regurgitant deletion? இங்க the heart doesn't have to pump faster. At the same time, it has to accommodate the excess regurgitant blood. As a result, it dilates downwards and outwards. As a result, the hypertrophy will not be proper. It will be thinned out, eccentric. So, there won't be a uniform thickening of the left ventricle.
Okay, sir.
You understand the concept?
Yes, sir.
So, that is called concentric and eccentric.
In concentric hypertrophy, only the muscle mass is enlarged, not the cavity of the heart. Cavity வந்து enlarge ஆயிருக்கா
The
sir?
size will not be enlarged. The size, overall size will not be enlarged.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Right. Shall we finish off?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you very much,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.